Yeah?
Yeah.
My number 2 then is Assassin's Creed Unity on Xbox One. I'd say about 6 hours in to the campaign, and first things first, before I get to any of the game itself, I must say that it's a bit of a technical shit show, for want of a better word. It's at times the frame rate dips below, I'd say probably below 10 frames per second. It never even hits 30. I'm not a huge frame rate snob by any stretch, but quite honestly, this game makes me feel nauseous to play. Such as the refresh rate of what's going on when you're moving this Paris around, and the response rate on the response times on the sticks and stuff is really shit. So the camera's wobbling all over the place, and considering this is supposed to be the one that's like the real entry for the series into the next gen, it's not on the old consoles, this game. Really disappointing in that respect, and at times quite unpleasant to play because of it. Beyond that, you play as Arno, this French guy who sounds bizarrely exactly like, what's his name, Anthony and Alistair something, the guy from Pointless. You know the guy from Pointless?
I don't watch Pointless, I'm afraid.
Posh actor who's in the Pimm's adverts.
Oh, right.
Pimm's a Clockman.
Oh, yeah, I know the one you mean.
Yeah.
Alexander Armstrong.
That's right. Apologies, yeah. I'm quite tired. He sounds like that despite being French, and everybody else in Paris has a West Country accent, which is just, it's just dreadful, really.
Some really dodgy ones as well. Like, I was listening to one of our guys playing the game in the office, and I swear I went from West Country to France to New York and then back to bloody Somerset. Like,
the main female is like Australian, West Country, English, and French. I don't know what's going on, but considering it's a game that's made in a French-speaking part of the world, it's bizarre. But the game itself is... I'm not enjoying it. I'm not a huge fan of these games anyway. They've stripped back a lot of the innovations that have happened in the last few games, particularly Black Flag. Obviously, there's no naval combat in this game. It is not that type of game. It's very much a old-school assassination game. And what they've done is basically... It almost feels like a sequel to the original game. A lot of the structure of the missions involves, okay, you need to go and kill this person, so you go and locate them and have to work out how to kill them. Now, in the first game, that involves sitting on a bench, following a guy around a corner, a lot of terrible ideas. This streamlines that and allows you to basically make your own way into these structures, these heavily guarded structures. I think these down in the catacombs, so you can block these chimneys off. So that it ends up filling that area with smoke, so when you have to make your escape, obviously it's easier because the people can't see you. They're more kind of very scripted scenarios that allow you to change the outcome of these missions, but ultimately you're just trying to sneak through, stab people in the neck, and then get to the main guy and stab him right up. And it's never much fun, to be honest. From what I've played so far, it's stuff you've done a lot of times before. The climbing mechanics have been improved ever so slightly, but you're still leaping off banisters in the wrong direction into people when you think you should be jumping off and stabbing them. Most of the times where you mess up will be because the controls let you down, and I always find these games too unwieldy. And this is just that again. Combine that with the fact that it's a technical horror show, and I'm just not impressed at all. Like I say, 6 hours in, I hear it gets better. I hear the set pieces get better. I must say the crowds, the amount of people in the environment is amazing, quite frankly. It's probably the most alive, from a great height, it's probably the most alive looking city ever in a video game, just because of the sheer volume of people, and they all feel like they're doing things that are natural. There's huge crowds that gather when people are protesting. It's set in the French Revolution. But when you get down to street level, doesn't have the fidelity of GTA 5, but it's still quite impressive. It feels more alive and believable than any other Assassin's Creed, but it's just not that much fun to play, and that's pretty damning, really. I tried some co-op actually with Chet earlier. The game managed to freeze his character in a box, so even though he was moving around on his screen, on my screen he was completely still. It bugged out and didn't mark one of the characters we were trying to kill, and then what happened, and then one of us couldn't unlock a box and one of us could. It was not good. So it seems like the co-op stuff in there are only specific missions. I thought it was the whole game from the marketing materials, but I've learnt not to believe or listen to the marketing materials around those games that much anyway, but they're just specific missions. But they just seem like normal Assassin's Creed side missions that you do with... Maybe normal Assassin's Creed story missions, to be fair, but you just happen to do it with other people. So nothing hugely groundbreaking in that respect. It's like I really like the setting. It's the first Assassin's Creed game where I've been to the place where it's set. I've actually done like a tour of all the old shit in France. So I'm not much a person for doing that kind of stuff generally, but that was really interesting, and it's obviously very cool to see all that stuff in game, done brilliantly. Their artists are amazing. But yeah, just from a game like Black Flag, like I say, I'm not a huge fan of this series anyway, but Black Flag was such a cool game and had so many amazing ideas, and it was an Assassin's Creed game, and that was the parts of that game that I didn't like, but to go back to this is just, it's a strange decision, and when it runs so shoddily, it's hard to get excited about it, to be honest. But I'm reviewing it, I have a lot more to play, but it doesn't make a great first or second impression.